Hey, what's up everybody? This is your boy Kenny, and this is Queen Sugar Season 3, Episode 9, and the name of this episode is The Tree and Stone Were One. This was a really good episode, and I was literally blown away with some of the things that happened in this episode, especially that piece of shit Remy, and I'ma get to his ass. But I'm going to try my best and not to make this a long review, but it may be long because so much happened, and I don't want to leave anything out. But again, if I miss anything, leave it down in the comments. I'd love to talk to you about it. But let me begin here. I'm going to save some of the juicy parts for later, but I'm going to really cover, try to cover everything. So first I'm going to talk about is Aunt Vi. Aunt Vi, meets with Mr. Rollins. They discuss her pies, they discuss her business, and if anything, she tells him that, after sharing my illness with you, I thought that this whole thing was over. And he was like, well, I don't hear a fat lady singing, so we good. But he says that I only have one request from you, is that you let me know when you're having a bad day, and I'm not taken by surprise. That's all I ask. So we see that Mr. Rollins really does care about Vi's well-being, and he still wants to do his partnership with her because he gave her the contract, and she also gets her pie shop. So things are looking good for Vi, in that realm. And I was, because we saw from the last episode, we didn't know what Mr. Rollins was thinking, because all of a sudden it kind of looked like as if he was backing away after Vi had confessed that she had lupus, but now we're seeing that he's still team Vi's pies, and he wants to make this business work. But he asks that she doesn't keep him in the dark, that she lets him know when she's having a bad day, and if anything, he says, I've been doing some reading on lupus. So I'm like, okay, I'm starting to like Mr. Rollins now. That okay, he's coming off that he really does has Vi's interests, at best. I mean, he has his own interests, but he also has her interests in mind as well. So, and that's definitely a start for a good partnership, where you have each other's best interests at heart, and you pretty much not just at heart, but also when it comes down to business, that everybody's interest is being satisfied. So then we also see that Vi and Hollywood go look at this location where the wedding is going to be. And it's a really big location. It's around a bunch of land, and it looks really nice. We even see them actually try, cake. They do cake sampling and all that. They're doing all of that. And in the midst of this, they're having a conversation about the wedding, conversation about, their plans and what they want to do. But within this conversation, it kind of goes back to some of the same things that Hollywood's mother was talking to him about, like, what are you doing for yourself? And we see that Vi is saying that, so what is it that you want? And he was saying, that, I want to be happy, and, what I want is you, and I want the same things you want. And Vi was like, yeah, that's all well and good, but what about you personally? And I was like, see, it sees that it's really obvious that Vi and Hollywood's mom are coming from the same place. They both genuinely care about Hollywood and his well-being. But then in the conversation, she apologizes to him for kind of bashing him for wanting to invest in the barbershop. But then he was like, okay, so you think I should do it? She was like, hell no, because he's bad with money. But I was wrong to tell you not to invest in something, because I have my dream, and I know you have a dream too. And he's also happy for her because she got her pie shop and things are looking good for her. But then he's also worried about her health. So he shares with her that his dream is to own his own construction company. But he said that I don't want to invest in that and you not take care of yourself, because that's where he's worried that, because, you know, lupus, you know, from my knowledge of it, you can have episodes at any given moment. You know, it can be a great day and then immediately you have an episode. And a lot of times you never know when you're going to have a moment. So he's worried about her, as someone who loves someone would be. So, but then she does promise that she is going to take care of herself, and that, you know, she wants him to get what he wants out of life as well. So we now realize that, yes, Hollywood and Vi are meant to be, and, you know, Hollywood's mom was spot on. You know, like, look, you can't just be all about taking care of Vi and you neglect your own needs, because eventually it's going to cause you to rebel, because you're neglecting yourself to care for someone else. And, like, yeah, it's all about, yes, you do have to sacrifice when it comes to love, but then again, you can't neglect your dreams and your ambitions when you're in love with somebody. So I thought that was very important. Next, I am going to talk about Ralph Angel. Yes, and I'm definitely gonna, yeah, I'm gonna talk about Ralph Angel. So we see that Ralph Angel and Trin go to this you know, go to this, like, you know this garden, you know, this green garden or whatever, and you know they're having like this great discussion. She's talking about life and about her going to college, and about her brother, you know, who's friends with Ralph Angel. He's going to school for engineering. You know, he's going to be leaving soon, so he's getting things together. And then, you know, he talks about his father, and, you know, talks about that, you know, he went above and beyond for me and my siblings. And then Trin drops a gem that is gonna literally, you know, that literally is gonna, you know, encompass Ralph Angel's whole situation, where she says parents will do anything for their child. So trust me, that comes to play, you know, within this episode, especially when he interacts with Darla, which I'm about to get to. So she asks him, like, so Trin asks Ralph Angel's like, so what is this between us? You know, are we just gonna be work buddies, or are we gonna be more than work buddies? And he pretty much says that, yeah, we definitely gonna be more, you know, than work friends. And, you know, things are complicated in my life right now, but you're like the good thing I got going on, and I really want to see us through. So, and they kiss and everything, and I'm like, this is a great thing, you know, that he's found somebody that really likes him for him. She knows his past, she knows his situation, and she still wants to be with him. So that goes to show you that, yeah, she really does have true feelings for Ralph Angel. But yeah, I'm definitely going to get back to it, because after that we see that he meets up with Darla, because he did talk about Trin, that they're trying to have this discussion about Blue, and, you know, right now things are just kind of tense between them. But then, you know, it's good that Trin dropped that gem, that look, parents would do anything for their child. And we see that, yeah, Darla has went above and beyond, because we see that later on Darla and Ralph Angel meet at the High Yellow, and, you know, at first they was gonna have like this 50-50 split. Darla done changed it up, and not only that, she got her lawyer involved and was like, oh no, I want 70-30, meaning she gets 70% of, you know, of stake of Blue's life, while Ralph Angel gets 30. And she's flipping the script that, look, you got a lot going on, you know, you can get him on weekends or whatever, but right now he needs to be with me and all of that. And, you know, and Ralph Angel gets upset. It's like, what the hell is this, Darla? What about 50-50? She was like, look, you know, we can set up an appointment with mediation and we can go through this, but she says, I'm getting tired of you always calling the shots. I'm getting tired of you always shutting me out. That ain't happening no more. You know, we can probably sit down with a mediator between the two of us and we can work this out maybe. But as of right now, I filed this with the courts, and you know, I'm willing to do what I gotta do. And he just looks at her and it's like, I don't even know you anymore. The question is, did you really know her at all? Because you're now realizing because the thing about it, Darla, you know, has been revealing so many things about her that has been throwing Ralph Angel off. Like, what the hell is this? I didn't see this coming. Oh my God. And we know that, yeah, Darla's manipulative. Darla is extremely manipulative, and she's very sneaky. And we're starting to see this even more. So, and one thing I'm going to talk about, you know, because I definitely got some, you know, some rebuttals from people from my last review when I was like going in on Darla's ass. And rightfully so. She deserved it. Because at the end of the day, I'm all for her recovery. And I'm all for the woman she has become. Because I thought that after everything, she was going to relapse and go back the road that she went. But she didn't. She moved forward. You know, now she's rekindled her relationship with her parents, and they're now supporting her. Things are going good for Darla. But Darla, you cannot sit around and negate the fact that you have put this family through hell. That you have put Ralph Angel through it. So, I understand why Ralph Angel is trying to hold on to Blue, because at the end of the day, he knows that from the past, Darla has proven to not be stable. And then on top of it, you know, she's also proven that she can't be trusted. So, I can understand why Ralph Angel is having like this real controlling thing when it comes down to Blue, because he wants to protect his boy. And regardless of that paternity test, he still loves Blue unconditionally. And that is a sign of a true father, because one line from the movie Boys in the Hood that is even stuck to me to this day was a line that Lawrence Fishburne, you know, shared with Trey, you know, his son, you know, in the movie, where he says that, look, any fool with a dick can make a baby, but only a real man can raise his children. That is exactly who Ralph is. He's that real man that's going to raise this child. But now that Darla's going to take it to the courts, that whole situation with the paternity is going to come back up. Trust and believe. And it's going to be a fight. So after that, he meets up with Charlie and Nova. And Ralph Angel is just very emotional. He's extremely emotional. And I do feel that, you know, Darla should get her 50% share in Blue's life, because he's been with his father and has been with the Borderlones ever since he was a baby. He grew up around them. You know, while Ralph was in jail and while Darla was strung out, it was Hollywood and Vi that was taking care of him, as well as Ernest. So he's been around that family his whole life. And now, you know, Darla is now trying to uproot him from that. You know, and it's like, I have to kind of agree with Ralph Angel. You're kind of moving a little fast. It's too soon. You know, this is all that Blue has known all this time, and now you're trying to change things abruptly. But I understand where Darla's coming from too. She's getting tired of being shut out, and she wants equal stake in her son's life. And now she gonna play hardball to get it. So we see that Ralph Angel's with Nova and Charlie. He's breaking down, and he was saying that I missed his first steps. I missed, you know, some of the best parts of being a father, because I was locked up when Blue was a baby. And, you know, I missed his first steps. I missed him. I missed his first words. I missed all of that. And, you know, when I got sent to jail, it was like, you know, Blue was taken away from me. And now I feel Darla is trying to do that to me again. She's trying to take him from me. And, you know, we see that Nova is like, wow, Darla is really playing hardball. I'm like, yeah. And it goes back to the gem of what Trent said. Parents will do anything for their child. And Darla said, I'll do what I have to do because I want my baby. But then Charlie lets him know that, look, you are the best thing that ever happened to that boy. And he's always gonna love you. And he's always gonna value you. Like, and then she lets him know that, look, at the end of the day, we got your back. We're family. You know, she gonna have to fight all of us. You're not in this by yourself. But we see that Ralph Angel's very, very emotional and everything. And we see that later on he meets up with Trin. And then he tells Trin that, you know, things in my life are very complicated right now. Darla wants, she wants, majority she wants, majority custody of Blue. And Trin was like, how can she do that? He's been with you the whole time. She brought up a good point. Like, he's been with you all this time. How can she just how can she just come in and uproot him? But then again, if that paternity test comes to play, she may just be able to just walk away with him. But we just got to see how this gonna play out. But we seeing that more and more, this situation between Ralph Angel and Darla is gonna get even more messy. So he tells Trin, I think we need to cool this down, this thing between me and you, because things are just complicated right now. And Trin, rightfully so, felt some kind of way and got up out the car. And he's like, Trin. She's like, you know what? It's fine. It's okay. And she was just bothered. And I'm like, I understand where she's coming from, because Ralph Angel, you just told this girl that you're the best thing that ever happened to me. I want to make this work. And then all of a sudden now you backpedaling and saying that we need to cool this down because this whole situation with Darla. Like, and she's kind of saying that, Darla just come in and now you singing a totally different tune. It's kind of like you're playing a yo-yo with Trin's emotions. Because immediately I was just like thinking, like, you can't play with my yo-yo. Don't try to play me out. Don't try to play me out. Like, that's what was coming in my head. Because it's like, you are kind of like playing with her emotions like a yo-yo. One minute you with her and then the next minute you not. Like, you can't just keep bringing her in and then shutting her out. Like, at the end of the day, she's with you regardless of your situation. And it's to the point where she's not gonna keep letting you play around with her emotions, because she's all in. But right now, Ralph Angel's all over the place. And who knows, maybe right now is not the best time for him to be in a relationship. But then again, that doesn't give you the right to play around with her emotions. The 1 minute you into her, and then the minute you trying to change things. Like, either you in or you not. So Trin being upset was right, was justified. And we're gonna see where that's gonna go, because I actually do like Trin. Trin really has good intention. She's definitely, she definitely has, she definitely has similarities of Charlie as well as Nova. She's very artistic and very expressive, and she's also a strong businesswoman. So he's got a good thing going on with Trin. But then again, it's like, okay. But then again, I'm also thinking that Darla is also turning up the heat is because she know that Ralph Angel moved on with Trin, and she don't want Blue to be in the middle of that. So I think that's another reason why Darla is now, playing hardball. But we're going to see what's going to happen with that. But yeah, that was everything. But yeah, I just had to address that whole situation with Darla. That, look, I am happy for Darla's recovery and all of that. But at the end of the day, you can't come into the situation thinking that because, and it's like people want to, and that, some people were saying that, oh, people are holding grudges with Darla. No, they're not holding grudges. People just ain't forgetting the shit she's done. And they shouldn't. People get forgiveness and forgetfulness mixed up. People think, oh, because you forgive somebody, you're supposed to forget what they've done. No. Because even me, I ain't going to forget nothing. I'll forgive you, meaning I'm not going to hold any evil malice towards you or towards anything you do, and I wish you well. But just because I forgive you doesn't mean I'm going to share a cheesecake with you. I'm more like I'll forgive you, meaning I have nothing bad against you, but you're not going to be in my close circle no more. You can still forgive, but be at different addresses. Because he don't trust her. You know, because once someone violates you like that, the trust is gone. And Darla needs to get that. You need to re-earn trust with Ralph Angel. Just, you know, because you violated that. So yeah, the reason why he's being controlling is because he don't trust your ass. The family the same way. They don't trust her either. You know, times they let you in and they've embraced you. Even after everything you've done in the past, they opened that door for you again, only for you to ruin things yet again. So that's really where it all comes down to. She's not trusted because of her past. And trust has to be earned. It's not given. So y'all can have that. So that's all I'm going to say about that situation. You know, because at the end of the day, it's like, Darla, you got to earn back trust. Because you violated that. And you need to own it and accept it. And there's no way around it. Now I'm going to talk about Nova. Nova, you know, meets up with her editor. I think her editor's name is Veronica. And they pretty much said that, look, you know, the publisher, you know, wants a rough draft of your book, but mainly they want to read about, you know, about the about what you shared with me about your father's depression. They want a rough draft, you know. And you know, she begins to because it's like she's really confronted with this, because this is like her personal family business, you know. But that's what her book is about. It's actually about the black farmers and about, you know, her father. As I said, they're gonna win this battle against the Landrys on all fronts. You know, you got Nova writing her book, you got Charlie working the business, and you got Ralph Angel working the land. All three of them together are gonna conquer, you know, the evil that Sam Landry's trying to do. And I'm definitely gonna get to that, because Charlie definitely comes face to face, you know, with the Boudreaux, and I'm definitely gonna talk about that. But we see that Nova, you know, is really kind of like moved for the fact, because, you know, I think like within 2 weeks they want, you know, a rough draft, you know, that they can pitch to the publisher about this book that she's working on, you know, about the black farmers. We also see in this that, you know, Nova is hanging out with Remy's ass. They up there holding hands. They in the 9th Ward, and they're at like this like community cookout or whatever, and they run into Marianne. Marianne is Too Sweet's mother, and she gives a good report about Too Sweet, and she thanks Nova that, yo, you really were a godsend, and I thank you so much, because Too Sweet just got a promotion on his job, and he's actually, you know, he's actually filling out college applications. You know, he's about to go to college. So she said that you saved my son's life, and now he's doing very well. And she's really happy about that. And, you know, she pretty much, you know, she introduces Marianne to Remy, and Marianne tells Remy that, you know, this woman is very special, and you know, she really is, you know, she really is a light. And, you know, Remy's like, yeah, I know. And I'm like, see, that damn Remy, ooh. Because here it is, you up here holding hands with this man, knowing damn well that this fool used to date your sister. So I felt some ways about both Nova and Remy in this episode. So later on, you know, Remy and Nova are chilling at her house. She's trying to roll, you know, this spliff or whatever. And he was like, girl, what you doing? You taking too long. He takes it and he rolls it quick. And was like, and she's like, oh, here it is. I thought you was some damn math geek and shit, and you showing me something else. Like, damn. Here it was. I'm thinking I'm talking to this little nerdy guy, And it seemed to me you got a little hood in you. And he actually shares his past, that he grew up in Detroit. He used to be a hothead. And he said that him and his friend fought over this girl, you know, and he was always in the principal's office because he was just angry and he was reckless and he was always getting into trouble. And it wasn't until he got into college, which what brought him to St. Joe's, is when he started to change his life, because he got into a different environment, he got around a different group of people, and he began to prioritize his life. He began to deal with his anger, and he became the man that you see before him. And the funny thing about it, he never revealed any of that to Charlie, but this all came out with Nova. And then the next thing you know, we see that they share this kiss with each other. And I was at the screen yelling like, no, no, no. I was going off like, this is so fucking wrong. And then we kind of see that after she kissed him, we see she leans on him and she has this real puzzled look on her face. I'm like, yeah, bitch, you got that look on your face because you know you ain't right. This man was dating your sister not too long ago, and now he's trying to shack up with you. But not only that, he's actively pursuing you. So that definitely struck with me. I'm like, yeah, you look like that because you know you ain't right, bitch. Like, so yeah, I kind of felt some way about that with Nova. Like, Nova, you fucked up. But then we see that Nova does get some good news, because later on, Veronica, the editor, reaches back to her and lets her know that, you know, yeah, we had this publishing deal, but I got even one better. The New Yorker wants to hear what you have to say, but I'm gonna need something in 2 days, you know, in regards to, you know, the chapter about your father's depression. She says, I'm on it. So career-wise, she's doing great, but as far as her personal and love life, Nova screwed up, and she screwed up big time. So we see later on, because I mentioned earlier that, you know, Nova and Charlie, you know, came, you know, to aid. They came to be an aid to Ralph Angel, and after that, we see that Nova and Charlie have a conversation by themselves, and I think they're at Charlie's house. And, you know, Charlie pretty much says that, look, Ralph Angel ain't gonna have no worries because, you know, I got a lawyer that's gonna represent Ralph Angel, and she's good at what she does. So Ralph Angel ain't got nothing to worry about. He gonna have good legal representation, you know, if Darla wanna come for him. So I'm like, that's interesting. But then within this conversation, Nova begins to say, like, please don't hate me, you know. I didn't plan this, you know, the guy that I've been seeing, and, you know, I never really did this to hurt you or to hurt anybody. It just happened and all of this. And Charlie's kind of giving her this look like, get to the point, bitch. You know, she just gave this look like, okay, you really dancing around this and I'm not liking what I'm hearing, so just come out. And then she says, Remy and I. So, of course, you can definitely tell that this made Charlie feel some kind of way. But after all that Charlie is dealing with, I have to give my utmost respect to Charlie, because Charlie handled this so well. And she pretty much told Nova, you've been lying to me for weeks. Because Nova kind of made it seem as if this just happened. No, this has been going on. You know, and the kiss that they shared at her house was not the first time. We knew the first time they kissed was when they was out there on the boats, you know, fishing. You know, fishing for trouble. So, therefore, Charlie also reprimands her ass and was like, you know, the last time when I told you about, you know, me working with when you found out I was working for the Landrys, you really judged me, and you were very, you know, you were very aggressive in the way you judged me about what I was doing and how I did things. She let it be known, you can never judge me ever again. And I'm like, you right, Charlie. You can't judge a damn thing she does, Nova, because what you doing is one of the lowest things you could do, especially to your sister. And like, you know, but if anything, Charlie respects it because Nova came to her and told her. Yeah, it took you a minute, but you at least confessed it to her, because we know damn well Remy wasn't gonna say shit. Oh yeah, and I'm gonna get to his ass because I'm gonna let Remy fucking have it. But because Remy is beginning to show me, Remy is beginning to show me a type of person that I am disgusted to see. Like, he's literally become somebody that I hate, because he's playing really dirty and he's being very messy, and he's still walking around like he that dude. Like, dude, you a piece of shit. Seriously? But we see that whole situation upset Charlie, and she just walked away from Nova because she's like, I can't believe you would do some shit like this. You know, and Nova feels bad, and she should feel bad, because out of all the men out here, you had to fall with a guy that used to date your sister? Really? Oh, but it ain't gonna be over for you, Nova, because trust and believe, we see in the next episode, I'm gonna dig in your ass too. So, yeah, we gonna see right now, this whole situation between Nova and Remy is not gonna last, because it's been done, because the fact that she has reservations, and due to the fact that she felt so bad that she had to confess to Charlie, Nova ain't really all. She likes Remy and she's into him, but things are kind of are gonna start taking off for Nova as far as her book and all of that. Eventually, she ain't probably even gonna have time for Remy's ass. So we're gonna see how that's gonna play out. But yeah, she finally confessed to Charlie, and that definitely hit Charlie at her core, because that is messed up. You know that they literally were doing this right under your nose. But at the end of the day, you know, Charlie took the high road, because I was expecting Charlie to want to whoop Nova's ass. I was thinking a slap, a gut punch or something, but Charlie didn't take that road, which is why I respect Charlie, because Charlie could have easily went down that path, but she didn't. Next, I'm going to talk about Micah. Micah and the crew. They actually go out with their plan to vandalize, you know, the museum, the plantation. So they decide to go in, and they pretty much planned what they're gonna do, that we in and out in 12 minutes, and you know, we gonna leave our mark. And we see that that's exactly what they do. But we even see that Micah has this scared, shook look on him, because he knows what he's doing is not right. As I said before, they have great intentions, but their mode of operation is all fucked up, because they end up doing that. They do the spray painting, they do the banners with all the names of the different ancestors and the families, because we see Baptiste and all of these different, ancestral families. And we see that they have candles lit on the porch of the shack. And one of the boys actually set his bag next to one of the candles. And they actually have like this spiritual seance, dedicating, what they're doing to the ancestors and the forgotten ones who paid with their lives and paid with their blood, sweat, and tears. And that part, I have to say, I bow to them, because it was very heartfelt, it was beautiful, and they have great intentions. As I've said time and time again in my reviews, they have beautiful intentions. They want to uplift and uphold our people and our legacy. I'm all for that. I'm just not with their mode of operation, because here it is, you done already vandalized the place, but then the unthinkable happened. The damn bag, the candle, the light from the candle caught with the bag, and next thing you know, there was a fire that started. They done burnt the damn shack down. So now you now only have destruction of property, which is a felony, and even more so, it's a historic site. So now your asses are in deep shit if you all get found out. So they get away. There's a person that actually heard them and shot a gun, was like, and they got away. We see that when they sitting in the truck, old girl is crying and everything, because she's like, oh yeah, y'all in trouble now. So y'all better hope y'all don't find out that doesn't get found out, because it's now going to hit the news and everything. Something that was supposed to have been an in and out situation, you've now made it into a mess. And we see that Micah returns to the scene, and you see that the news reporters are covering the story. And we see that Micah is shook. Like, oh my God. Not only will I go back to jail, but they're going to throw the book at my ass. Because you just destroyed a historic site, you know. And there are a lot of laws and protection that comes with historic sites. You damage anything of a historic site, they're coming for your ass. So Micah, you know, is like, wow, I'm in deep shit. And we see that it's on the news. And we see that, you know, at his house, he's watching the news with Charlie and Prosper. They're watching the news, and then all of a sudden there's a doorbell ring on the door. Immediately Michael got shook, because he thought that the feds was coming to get his ass, because one, he got paint on his shoe, and then on top of it, he took a picture of them when they was doing like the ancestral, you know, blessing. He took a picture of it, so now you got proof that your ass was there. So it's looking like Micah may be the fall guy to their bullshit. And I'm like, see, Micah, you should have been hanging out with Kiki than hanging out with these cats. It's the reason why Kiki stopped hanging out with them. And now you see why. You know, they reckless. They on some other shit. So while they watching the news, there's a ring at the door. Micah immediately thinks it's like somebody else or whatever. And at first he was gonna get it, but then Charlie's like, no, I'll get it. She goes out and opens the door. We see it's Remy's ass. But Remy is such a bitch ass nigga that he don't even actually ring the doorbell and stand and look her in her face. He rings the doorbell and goes off to the side looking at the sky with his back turned to the door. So that's the utmost disrespect. You ain't even have enough respect for her to look her in her face, and you came out to her house? But she goes out and she kind of eases her way down. You know, she in her sweat, so she's ready to jump on his ass if he want to try something. But then he starts going in like, you know, I really tried with us, but it really didn't work out. And this thing between me and her wasn't planned. And she's like, say her name. I was like, ooh, Charlie, I love you, baby. And he said, Nova. And she was saying that all this time, here you were walking around being all self-righteous and so opinionated about everything I did, but I don't know who the hell you are at all. Obviously, because the man I knew wouldn't have did nothing like this. And I'm letting you know, you better know what Nova wants. Because if you make her feel the way you making me feel right now, so help me. And she lets him know that me and Nova are forever. Because me and her are family. But you will always be fleeting. I'm like, you better go off, Charlie. And we see that bitch just looks all simple and runs off and get in his car. And I'm like, Remy, you are a piece of shit. One, you know you damn wrong for what the fuck you doing, and you're willfully doing it, and you give no cares, or you have no malice for what you're doing. You really, there's no cutoff point for you. First of all, you fucking judged her by working with the Landrys, but if it wasn't for her working with the Landrys, we wouldn't know the information that we know now about Landry trying to, build this federal prison, well, this privatized prison, and taking everybody off their land. So her getting in bed with the Landrys was all in intention to find out what they were up to, because they kept coming for them. And she was trying to get to the bottom of it. Now she did. But then, here it is now, because you couldn't get your way with Charlie, you now gonna ease your way down to Nova, and then you're actively pursuing Nova too. Nova, on the other hand, is, she's going by the chemistry and the connection. He, on the other hand, is he's more like, a cat, he's more like, a predator trying to catch his prey. And that's what I was getting from Remy. And then we get a little glimpse into Remy's past. Remy's a messy motherfucker. So, fuck you, Remy. Fuck you from the rooter to the tutor. Because Remy ain't shit. Remy ain't shit. And soon enough, everybody else is going to find out that Remy ain't shit. So, I was all Team Charlie for that. And I'm glad that she got his ass together. But the kicker of this episode was when Charlie meets up with the attorney, and she pretty much tells the attorney, we ain't giving up our land. Well, she says, well, the way things are going, the government can come and take it from you. Because, at the end of the day, they have control due to the fact that they're working with the government can just take that land right from under you guys. So, yeah, you're going to have to work this out as to how you're going to take this down. But, yeah, from the looks of it, Landry's can take Ralph Angel completely off that land, and ain't a damn thing none of you can do about it. But Charlie immediately is pissed, to know that her whole family legacy can be gone just like that. So then she gets a call, and it's from Jacob. She ain't trying to hear shit Jacob gotta say, and she's pretty much saying that you knew about this shit. And he was like, look, I knew you found out about this, and I'm sorry you had to find out like this, but my mother wants to meet up with you. She wants to talk to you. She says, you know what, you and your family can go straight to hell. He's like, Charlie, seriously, my mom really wants to talk to you. I think you'll want to hear what she has to say. So she goes to meet with Jacob's mom. And Jacob's mother is this old Southern belle. She's racist as all hell, and pretty much lets it be known how she feels. But then says that I'm ready to take my fucking brother down. My brother has ruined our family legacy, and he has made a mess of our business. And I'm all about taking it back and doing what I need to do for our family. And she lets it be known that me and my brother, both contributed to this land, but my father obviously favored my brother more. So she talks about male chauvinism, something that is not foreign to Charlie. But then she starts saying that, yes, I want to take back this land and stop my brother from doing what he's doing, because he's going to be housing criminals and thugs on my daddy's land. I'm not here for it. And Charlie was like, oh, thugs and criminals, bitch? Tell me how you really feel. Like, she clocked her. Like, bitch, you a racist bitch. I see you. But then she was saying that, so would you be willing to work with us to take this back? Because at the end of the day, we want to farm. You want to farm. You want to be able to work the land. And, what my brother's doing is messed up, because it's screwing up everything. And he's going to ruin the legacy that our father worked so hard for. So Charlie was like, but then he was like, oh yes, but Jacob has, then she was telling Charlie, like, Jacob's told me so much about you. He told me that you're a very smart girl and that you're very thoughtful. And, and Charlie was like, excuse me, but I am not a girl. I'm a woman. So she's kind of like, no, boo-boo, you're not going to down talk me, and you're not going to belittle me. And then she also says that, now, I hear what you're saying, but I don't trust you. Because the fact that you would betray your own family makes me question everything about you. Because where I come from, we don't do that shit. We don't throw our family down the river to get ahead. But she was like, look, at the end of the day, this can work out for the both of us. Because we can actually get controlling. She says that we can get, you know, controlling shares of his part of the land. But you can't. And she hands her this envelope, and it's information about Landry's son, Colton, who's an attorney. And remember, he has a frat brother who worked with the EPA. So we now know that whole thing was a fucking lie. And, you know, now we can confirm that it was a lie. And she gave that ammunition to Charlie, says, yeah, go after his ass. See, you can get controlling shares, you know, Landry's controlling shares, and we can stop this prison from being built. So really, it's definitely a gem that she has to play. But then it was funny because she gets a call and the mother steps out the room and she goes in on fucking Jacob's like, oh, we don't talk when mommy's in the room, huh? You know, kind of like saying mama's boy. He's like, look, I'm sorry, Charlie, but you know I lied about things, but I never lied when it came down to me and you. So we all know that you like her. But now she's definitely going to be looking at you with a different set of eyes. Because at the end of the damn day, you was playing the game. You knew exactly what the fuck was happening. And you were kind of, you know, like, you were kind of stringing me along with the bullshit. But she took that damn envelope and walked out of there. So we see, like, in the next episode, she gonna confront Landry's son. Because I'm like, they got a whole bunch of shit on them. So I'm like, we gonna see what Charlie's gonna do, but I'm thinking she gonna get those shares, but she gonna get them shares and give it to the family in her community. She ain't gonna fuck with them Boudreaux. So we gonna see how that's gonna play out. But that's what I have, y'all. If I missed anything, put it down in the comments. I'd love to talk to you about it. But subscribe to my channel. Click that bell so you get notifications every time I drop a video. Also, follow me on all of my social platforms. I have them all listed in the description box. Also, like this video, comment on this video, and share this video. And I'll be back with the next episode of Queen Sugar. Man, this shit is really getting good. And I'm so at the edge of my seat to see what's going to happen next. So until next time, everybody, take care.